Hey guys, and welcome back to our channel. We are here once again to discuss the Challenge 37, Spies, Lies, and Allies. This is episode 9. Is it episode 9?
I think it's 7.
Oh, see, it's already feeling like the season feels like
it's like I said, just give me the finale, send all of them there.
This season really has, they need help. But okay, so we're gonna pick up literally from like the episode, we're gonna pick up just from last week where they left off on a cliffhanger with the fight, and we're gonna give you our thoughts on this episode. I do think that this episode was pretty good. It was like a interesting episode. Like the past 2 to 3 episodes have been actually kind of boring and just like blah. And this episode I thought was interesting just because we didn't really know we knew what was going to happen, but it was just like drama. And I appreciated that because the whole scheme of every episode going after the rookies is predictable. We know what's going to happen. We actually know which rookies are going in generally. So this episode was a little bit more unpredictable and engaging because everything was off balance. And so let's start off with the most important thing is the drama of the fight and the aftermath. So what do you think about the fight? Because watching it, so I already knew what was going to happen. I saw Fessy hit Josh first, but I do have to say Josh was very like buck at him. You know what I mean? Like Josh was in his face, reaching over like he was like Josh did not connect hands, but he was, really close. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and so I don't even like Fessy, but I will say that Josh just happened to not connect. You know what I mean? I feel like easily Josh could have hit him. Easily Josh could have accidentally hit Fessy. Just like Fessy hit him, Josh could have easily did that. He just happened to not have laid hands on him.
Yeah, I think in my head, at least, I feel like when this happened, like I think Fessy was thinking of more like, okay, let me just, get him out of my way. I feel like this was the only time in challenge history that it was kind of, I don't want to say acceptable because it's never okay to put your hands on a person, but I feel like it wasn't like disqualification worthy. Like it was more so it wasn't a push, I'm about to fight you. It was more of a push, let you get out of my, just get out of my space and kind of, like a nice little shove. It just happened to be the face.
I ain't gonna say I don't agree. He was just saying get away from me only because there was a producer between them. So it's not like I said, Josh was wrong too. Like I said, I think he could have easily been the one, but it was a producer between them. So Fessy did reach over the producer to bop him in the head. So
over two. So it's like I said, he couldn't like just, I don't know. I just feel like it was more of, I don't know.
Yeah.
I just don't feel like it was worthy of a disqualification.
I understand. Like, so if they did not disqualify him, I would kind of understand. But when they disqualify, when we get to that, but if they, the disqualification, I also understand because I feel like people have gotten disqualified for a little less. People have gotten disqualified for more. People have stayed in the house for a little more. So I just think everything is circumstance. And right now in this day and age, most TV shows are very, very zero tolerance on all of that. So any little thing hidden, anything like that, I was like, oh, okay, so Fessy is probably most definitely going home. I think that what is it? I think that maybe 10 years ago the challenge, no, Fessy would not have went home. But 2021 the challenge, I already knew. I was like, okay. But
which is weird why people acting surprised. Like y'all knew he was going home. Y'all knew it. So it was like, why would y'all? Oh my God. Like
exactly. And then so after Fessy hit him, Josh did just do Josh did a madness because right after Fessy hit him and Josh was jumping on the couch, and then I thought they might disqualify him because he started throwing glass. He threw the glass and broke the glass. He was like kind of pushing the producers. I was like, Josh, you might be going home too, because he was just like, doing a lot. And I was like, you kind of doing too much. You need to calm down.
I think with this episode in particular, they definitely wrapped up the Fessy storyline of like this whole challenge run or whatever. I hope he's not banned. I do want
I
to.
don't
I
think
feel
he's
like
gonna be.
Fessy is the competitor at the end of the day.
I don't think
Like,
he'll be banned.
yeah,
He'll probably be
but
back next season, and he gonna be trying to act super mellow next season.
because I feel like this season he was acting mellow though. I feel like this season was a better Fessy than what
It
we
was
got.
better. Then we get what am I trying to say? Oh, so then Esther did apologize to Amber for throwing the drink on her. She was like, they're like grown women, and she shouldn't have did that. She realized she was wrong, which is good because when Esther threw that drink, I was like, I was rooting for you, Esther. You throwing drinks. And so I didn't really like that, but she apologized. And I really did like that she apologized and she hugged Amber. She's still in her confessional said that she thought Amber was fake. I don't understand the fake thing, but she said she thought Amber was fake, but she was wrong for throwing the drink on her, and she hugged her and everything. And it seemed to be like kind of squashed or at least neutral territory between them, like kind of like you stay out of my way, I stay out of your way. That's the way I took it, right? But then who was that? Amanda. Ashley and Amanda are really some of the best players just because they ain't scared of nobody. And I appreciate them. They are an essential part of the challenge to me.
Yeah.
They voice things that these other players do not voice, because I was like, are we going to address Tori and Corey? And Amanda was the one. Amanda was like, Tori, you were the one that started all this. Your happy tail went in there in a silly, goofy mood and went and got Josh when he was minding his business.
Yeah, I feel like Amanda said what we all was thinking. She said what needed to be said. And then I felt like Corey got mad, but I was like, yeah, he a grown man, so you can't really fault Corey. But at the same time, it's like
Corey was being defensive because he was wrong.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But at the same time, you can't go get that man, bring him into the fight, and expect him not to react like that. Like
they're grown men, but that don't make you not wrong.
Yeah. Like Devin said in the aftermath, y'all know how Josh is going to be. So why would y'all even put him in that position to do that? Like you said, him and Casey gave it 5 minutes and was like, well, Josh is on one. Well, let me go get my pizza and just watch everything happen.
Yeah, exactly. Corey and Tori were wrong. And I do agree, like you said, I do agree with Corey that Josh is grown. He needs to be able to handle his emotions, and he does. But you know that he came, which is why you all went and got him, which is why you instigated him, because he is like reckless with his emotions or whatever. And Tori trying to justify it. And I was with Amanda. I roll side eye, like, no, baby. You you knew exactly what was about to happen. So what did Tori say? I didn't think it would escalate to that. When with Josh has it ever not escalated?
But I don't know, because I'm still like, I understand that you might not be, for the Amber hate train or whatever.
I ain't for the Amber hate train. But
at the same time, I'm like everybody else. I'm tired of Amber feeling like I just don't understand like how she's not understanding the game. Like,
well, at this point, she's not mentioning the blind side anymore. It's them bringing it up to her. Like, and I mean, at least in this episode, you know what? At least I'm just gonna say in this episode, previous episode, yes. So with this episode, also, Berna kept. First of all, the amount of space that Amber occupies in Berna's mind is crazy. She just occupies, she lives there because Amber don't even know she got a silent assassin and Berna behind her back. Okay. Amber ain't even thinking about Berna. So yeah, Berna hates her and we don't know why.
But I think everybody, because even Amanda, I think it was Amanda who had a confessional too, was like, Amber does this, but this whole victim thing, I think that's the main problem that everybody has. She's playing like this victim role, and it's just like, I don't know, baby. Like, get it together.
No, I feel like everybody who has been on the Amber like hate train or whatever you want to call it is connected to Fessy or Casey, and them rookies seem to all be brainwashed into like you don't hear CT doing no confessions about Amber. You don't see Devin doing no confessions about Amber. You don't see Kyle doing no confessions about Amber. You only see people that are in like a connection with Fessy and Casey. If I saw CT saying it, I'll be like, oh, okay. Or if I saw even Tori, like Tori has no connection to them either. If I saw Tori saying it, you don't see no people that's not connected to Fessy or that talk to Fessy or that get Fessy's thoughts. You don't see nobody that's not connected to them saying stuff about Amber. Everybody that's connected to them be like, and these rookies be saying that.
Yeah, we'll see how this next couple of weeks go now that Fessy's not in the house. And
Yeah,
if this Amber's train still parades, you can't. It's her at that point.
But it's not her at that point because the thoughts have already been out there. All the people that hate her. I mean, but you know what? The rookie's gonna be gone, so it don't really matter as far as that is concerned. But let's get off of that. But yeah, so what we say, Amber and Esther, like, you know, kind of squashing in neutral type of whatever towards each other territory. And so then the next morning, everybody is chilling. Yeah, they're all cool again in the Big Brother Alliance. And then so TJ comes to the house. Everybody's like, oh no, TJ is here. So what do you think about this scene when TJ showed up at the house?
I'm still confused why people was confused that Fessy was getting eliminated.
Like, I was like, Fessy, you should have packed your bag last night.
Like, you knew. He even said he knew.
When TJ came in there and said, Fessy, you have 15 minutes to pack, Fessy should have been like, my bag's been at the door for a couple hours now. Because
all I'm saying is goodbyes and eating my last pizza.
Yeah, all I gotta say is goodbyes. I'm gonna spend my 15 minutes saying goodbye. Because I was like, ain't no way he ain't packed. And they did. They had him folding up a shirt or something. I said he took that shirt right out of his bag because ain't no way he wasn't packed.
Yeah, when he was even coming down, you saw like the suitcases and stuff. It was like he knew. He was like, shit, while y'all sleep, my stuff already packed.
Yes. And the challenge be wasting my time because when they went through Esther and Josh, I was like, stop playing. We don't care. We know you're not eliminating them. Let's go. He was like, Esther, you get a warning. But I agree with everything TJ said though, because he said, Esther, you doing all this, and you ain't even been on here long enough. You don't even know how to play the game. You don't even know what's happening. I was like, exactly. Tell them.
Baby, you still wet behind the ear. What you doing?
He said, you don't even know what you're doing in this game. And I was like, yes, these rookies don't know what they're doing. And I like Esther because I want her to come back. And I want most of these rookies to come back with like, you know, see the show, realize some of the stuff that they did wrong and just come back and know how to play the game. Because I want Esther to play like, I could just picture a season with Esther, Cam, Tatcha, like just come on. I want these rookies to come back because this was just like an introduction season really for them. It wasn't really a season for these rookies to play. You know what I mean? This was a season just to be like, here's some new faces. I think casting, whoever's in charge of casting should definitely invite them all back for a new season with I think casting should definitely invite them back for a next season or a new season with different rules, like less vets versus rookies and more like what I mean, like they're connected to their partner, so you can't vote me out if you ain't voting my partner out type of deal. They deserve that type of season. Give them a chance.
I think they just need to start doing team games. Like these last couple of seasons been team games. Like give us independent games, pit them out there. That way it's like
I think if you're gonna I like the independent games. I prefer that, but I think if you're gonna do a whole crop of new people like this, it has to be with a team game so that they can't be eliminated, because this is basically an individual game right here. Even though they playing in pairs, it's basically individual and they have no connection to their rookie partners. So it's basically individual. So if they was in an individual game right now, it would be the same outcome. These rookies would still be sayonara. So I think they need a team game to introduce new people, just like when they did War of the Worlds. All new people for War of the Worlds. That War of the Worlds people were one collective group. The vets were one collective group. So we know definitively it is us versus them. These rookies don't know definitively for whatever reason that it is versus them. So they either need something like that where we need to versus But right now, but in this game, for some reason, they thought the vets were their friends. So I don't know. But so yeah, they need something like that. And because if it's just an regular individual game, then it's going to be the same. But then, okay, so yeah, when TJ shows up, he gives Josh and Esther a warning, and he says, Fessy, you threw hands, you are deactivated. Which we already knew. And Fessy just kind of sitting there like with a blank look on his face. He didn't really show no emotion. He kind of looked around. I do feel like maybe he was a little bit embarrassed. It was, even though I don't like Fessy in the game, like as a game character or whatever you want to call it, I did feel kind of bad for him because it is sad. Like, I do believe they put a lot of effort into these games, and I assume, train, at least competitors like Fessy, they train for months to get started on this game, and then have it all taken away for something that the person who you did it to even forgave you is kind of sad. But yeah, so Fessy is deactivated from the game. And yeah, that's really what happens with that. And then we get Casey and Berna talking, and Berna once again got Amber's name in her mouth, and she's saying how did Amber get away with all of this? She's the one that started all this, and her name not even up for discussion. Started all of what? What are you even talking about? Even if you want to burn, even if you are on a Berna hate train, in this instance, what did not Berna, sorry. Even if you are on an Amber hate train, in this instance, what did Amber start that you think she should apologize for? She said Amber didn't even say sorry. What?
I think from Berna's perspective, Amber, like, again, Fessy said, Amber put her pizza in with him at the same time. Like, why did she even, like, she knew it wasn't him, so why even go over there and start this whole mess? Like, once it was not about once she brought up the blind side, that's when everything turned left. And she would have left it alone at the pizza. Ha 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 ha, you ate my pizza, da 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 da, go about her way. But no, she took the opportunity in a heated moment, already stuff getting like gaslit. Then she want to talk about the blind side again.
Okay, so what? But I don't have nothing to apologize for. And no, I don't agree. She don't have nothing to apologize for. And if she was gonna apologize, who would it be to? Fessy? Just say, sorry, they convinced me that you ate my pizza. Sorry, they lied to me and said you ate my pizza. Like, what? Who exactly am I saying sorry to? And Berna, what? You have no stake in this fight. You got no dog in this fight. Like, what are you even talking about? It's like, what is happening?
I mean, yeah, in that aspect, yeah, Berna's just being
She's
a little.
just so upset. But Esther is not even upset anymore. I mean, I'm sure she's upset, but Esther has even said sorry. No one is talking about it except Berna, who don't have nothing to do with it.
Esther said she want her pound of flesh. When I heard that, I was like,
are you talking about later on in the show?
Yeah, I was like, period. Come off with a pound of flesh.
I'm not an Amber stan or nothing, but I don't like no gang ups. I don't like that. and so yeah, I feel a type of way about them doing that, because it's same with Big T. I didn't like when they was doing that to Big T and like acting like Big T was like some type of threat or doing something to them. And I feel the same way about Amber. And I just really feel it's jealousy. I mean,
I wouldn't say that.
I say it's jealousy. I really feel like it stemmed from jealousy because she's part of the winners club and Casey and Fessy are not. And then it kind of spew from that. I think then they latched on to other people to have who will share their feelings, like the Burners and their partners and stuff like that. I don't know. That's how I feel about it.
We'll see.
We'll see. But then we end up in Deliberation, which I thought it would be cut and dry. Like, I didn't really think it was no discussion and really that needed to be had. But in Deliberation, they make this apology session for everybody to say sorry for what happened last night. Tori is first to speak because she know that everybody like Tori started that. So she apologizes for what she did. That Corey feels compelled to apologize. Corey apologizes. I think Josh apologizes. And talk about how they all sad that Fessy left. And then I was with Devin. Devin is like, he did not die. This is the game. He got deactivated from the game. He is fine. Let's move on.
Got 20 minutes. Let's figure out who we sending.
Yeah. Then I think, is that when Esther kind of basically volunteers herself. She's like, I want to be able to choose my partner because Fessy's gone now. So she will be, if she doesn't go in, whoever wins will get to pick their partner, and then she'll be left with the leftover partner. So she decides to go in. She decides to tell them she wants to go in. Majority of the votes went to Esther. So Esther and Fessy are the ones that are nominated for the house vote, even though Fessy is gone. So Esther will be going down because it will be, or at least we assume it will be, a women's elimination.
I feel like after the fight, this whole episode was pretty much pointless.
Well, they have to do the deliberation elimination.
I know, but it was just
completed.
like we kind of already saw what was happening. Like I was like, I knew Esther 9 times out of 10 was out of there.
Well, I knew the outcome of this, but I'll tell you how once we get there. What happened after what happened? So then Emmy is talking to CT, Devin, and Kyle, because they have like a kind of vet side alliance. CT and Devin have always been cool, and Kyle has always kind of been part of that group too. They are like the people that are not necessarily paired off with best friends, so they kind of came together. So CT, Kyle, Devin are in like a trio alliance, and then they asked Emmy who she want. Well, Devin asked Emmy, or somebody else asked Emmy. I can't remember who asked Emmy in the room, but they asked Emmy who she would pick if she was sent down. And she said, for sure, I would pick Uncle CT. And you know what? When the show first started, I did not like Emmy because of the things she did with Michaela with the list. But Emmy has grown on me. I like Emmy. I think she's an interesting character.
I don't know. She still hasn't gave me what I need. She has moments. I'm like, okay, but I don't know. I just feel like I don't want to say she do too much, but she do too much for me. Like she's a little too extra for me, but that's just me.
Yeah, I like her. Devin asked Emmy if she want to be a part of their alliance, and I don't really know what that means because are we not voting her off then? So I don't know. But Devin asked Emmy if she wants to be a part of their alliance, and she said yes for sure. And they make her sign her name with sriracha with hot sauce, and so she is a part of that alliance now. Again, they're voting out the rookies, so would that supersede the rookie vet alliance? I don't think so. So I don't really even understand that. But Amy tells
more so kind of like Emmanuel, where like they're cool with their. Well, I don't even know if Emmanuel really cool with the vets, but I mean, even with the vets or without the vets, he's pretty much good. He's sitting pretty. But yeah, I feel like it's that kind of situation where it's like their partner, not even necessarily partners, but they just cool with the vets. So they're not like considered rookies per se, but like they're still like rookies.
Yeah.
Like they're not the go-to. Like they will send Bettina before they send Emmy, or Priscilla before they send Emmy.
Side note, Bettina just been sitting pretty in the background. Ain't nobody even looking at Bettina. It's crazy. Like, I mean, I'm okay with it. I mean, I'm not like gunning for Bettina or nothing, but nobody be mentioning Bettina. They be like Emmy, Huey, everybody, and then never be thinking about Bettina. Bettina just be in the background.
It's the same thing. I feel like with Jeremiah, it's like literally
nobody is even thinking about them. It's crazy. Like, what are they doing?
It's like either because it's the same thing with Priscilla too. It's like she a confessional queen, like she's narrated in the season or whatever, but it's like we don't see her in the challenges. Like what are y'all doing? Like, are y'all just sitting in the background? Like,
I mean, whatever it is, it's getting them further. I have to say they are not the rookies that the vets are trying to get out, but maybe because they don't think they're that strong. But I would think they would think maybe Jeremiah because he seems like a fit guy. So, but they don't be thinking about him. They like Emmanuel. We getting Emmanuel. And Logan's still in the game. I didn't see Logan once in this episode.
That's the same thing I said. I was literally like, what the hell is Logan? Did he get DQ'd or something? I have to check. I probably saw him like towards the end walking out of the elimination. I'm like, oh, there he go.
And then we see Emmy talking to Emmanuel because he's like, they're talking about throwing you in, but Emmanuel and Emmy are friends, so he's like, do you want to go in? Because this would be your chance to choose your partner, and you could choose whatever partner you want. And so she's saying she does want to go in if it's physical, but she is nervous because what if it's like a puzzle or something intellectual and she's not sure if she could do it. So she kind of wants the option of like saying no if it's something she don't want to do. And Emmanuel is like, this is the best for your game to go in, really. And he can make it happen. And she wants CT, so I think it's best for her game. And then she had told CT and Kyle and Devin that Berna had came up to her and was like, do not choose CT and don't choose CT, because if she choose CT, then Berna would be, left open and vulnerable because she would be put with Huey in a Ricky pair. And she told Berna, she said she won't choose CT. And she said she lied. She said she for sure will choose CT if she go down. Which, I mean, it's a challenge. Like, what do you think I'm about to do? Like, who do you want me to pick? Who do you want me to pick? Like, who could she pick? Like, I guess Devin or somebody else.
Devin, so, but I just feel like it's no point of lying. Like, I just don't. I feel like the whole partner aspect of it is like it's not that serious. Like if you lying about who you sending down, that's one thing. But lying about a partner, it's like, what you can't stop me. Like you're just gonna be mad. Like period. So it's like why stab her in the back.
Like why did Berna? Well, not why did Berna? Why did Emmy lie?
Yeah.
Maybe
it's
she
like it was
didn't
no
want no
reason
drama in that moment. She didn't want no smoke in that moment. She don't even know if she's going down.
But it was still like that's the thing. It's like you're still gonna end up having smoke because one, you're blindsiding her, since we love to throw that word around. We're blindsiding her, and then she's still gonna like pop off at you.
But I guess she's like, I don't know if I'm going down. I don't want you to be mad, and I don't even know if I'm going down. And something can happen somehow, some way. Somebody else could go down somehow, some way, and I can end up with CT without me having to do anything, and it won't even be my fault. So you won't even know I betrayed you because I didn't even do it. So you don't know what's gonna happen. So I understand not showing your hand, but yeah, just lying. I don't know if I would lie straight blatantly, but yeah. I mean,
when it comes down to a partner, like you choosing Cam, yup.
But I guess it's spies, lies, and allies. They be lying. Right after that, we get the elimination. And when we saw it, everybody was like, hall brawl, because of course it's a hall brawl. And then they got the audacity to call it rage cage. I was like, stop playing. It's a hall brawl. Why even? What are we doing?
Again, it wasn't given what it was supposed to give. And then I don't know. I just feel like no discrimination, of course. I just feel like female hall brawls isn't the same as male hall brawls, and I feel like I don't know because like these last couple of female hall brawls just.
I don't even remember. Oh, I only remember the one with Amber and Big T.
Yeah, it was Amber. Big T did a hall brawl. Yeah,
it was Amber versus Big T.
And then Amber versus Amber too.
Oh yeah. Oh, maybe it was Amber versus. Yeah. So at the elimination, they see what it is. It's Rage Cage, aka Hall Brawl with the cage. Just said that Hall Brawl parentheses with the cage, and or with the fence, whatever you want to call it. And TJ calls Esther down because she has been voted in, and then he tells Emmanuel and Casey to give their choices for who they're putting in, and they both agree and put Emmy down there. Yeah. Which, Emmy's happy about that because like it's a physical elimination, and Emmy is bigger, a little bit bigger than Esther. She's taller. Emmy versus Esther in Rage Cage. And it's generally the same rules as Hall Brawl. They're on the opposite sides of the hall structure, and they have to run at each other. But this time, instead of the bell being like towards the wall, the bell is attached to the top of the hall rage cage. It's attached. They have to kind of scale the fence to ring the bell once they get to the end of their hall. And so with this, it was literally kind of a blowout. It was 2-0. They went at each other. Esther did not utilize her height, and like who was that? Was that Devin? that said it. You need to take her out at the knees. You need to go below. Was that
I
Devin?
think it
Who
was
was that?
Kyle.
Was
It
it
was
Kyle?
one of the two. I think it was
Yeah,
Kyle.
I
Or
can't
maybe it
remember.
was Nelson.
Yeah, I can't remember who said it. But yeah, maybe. Oh yeah, I think it was Nelson. You're right. It was Nelson. And like he said, you need to go down, knock her off like through from her feet, but
Yeah.
she can kind of go straight at her, like and just go through her. But you don't have the body mass to do that. And
Yeah.
Emmy did, so that's what she did in her defense for her gameplay. But yeah, so Emmy pretty much blew that one out of the water and won that one. Emmy won that one 2-0, and Esther is deactivated or eliminated, however you want to see it, however you want to say it. And as she is leaving, though, she tells Amber, because like everybody's clapping, Amber's clapping too. It just says good job. She said, no good job. She said, when I come back, she said, don't good job me. When I come back, it's on and popping. If I get back on another season, I'm coming for you. I was like, why? Because and not why, because you got animosity with somebody, got animosity, whether I think the whole Amber being fake is a thing or not. If you think she's fake, that's whatever. That's your reason for having beef against her. But y'all hugged. So what is happening? Like, if you still got that smoke for somebody, why even hug them? That's weird to
I
me.
feel like it was more of a respect thing because she threw a drink on her. So I feel
But
like
like
that.
before I went to the last time I talked to you, if the last time I talked to somebody, I hugged them and nothing happened in between now and then, nothing. And then here you're saying, like, forget you, don't be clapping for me. When I see you, it's so like, like when I see you, I'm coming for you. But we hugged and I thought it was over.
But then again, you gotta think about some people like Amber might have just went in for the hug and she was just like, okay, blah blah
But
blah.
she
But the
gripped
way they was
Amber. I looked at the
the way they
hug.
was talking in the aftermath, it may have been some time in between. But either way it
Maybe.
goes,
Yeah, maybe we
she
missed
want her pound
something.
of flesh. She's coming back for it.
If they had never squashed it or hugged or anything, I would have been like, okay, that's the appropriate amount of smoke because she didn't like her anyway. But after, like, if I hug you and and ain't nothing happened since then, at least nothing they've shown us, I was like, this is odd behavior. But whatever. Amber just stood there. Amber just, she just usually seems to just let them have their feelings. um and so yeah, Esther is eliminated, she's gone. And who is it? Emmy. And but I already like I told you, I already knew Emmy was going to win because I told you we had never got that scene I kept talking about from the trailer where she
Still one
down
more
on
she
her
didn't
knees.
get in.
Huh?
Just one more, I think. It
I
was
just
like a
remember that scene where she says, "This is for Romania," and I kept telling you she ain't said that yet, and I was like, "This is where she's gonna say it."
I think that's one more elimination she's in. It was like a hanging one, I think. I don't know.
Okay.
I think she
Yeah,
might be in one more, and that might be her final one.
I
But
think next season I'm gonna try not to watch the super trailer because literally I was like, oh yeah, Emmy's gonna win this. This person's gonna win this one because I remember the trailer. But yeah, Emmy wins. Esther is gone, and or I'm sorry, Esther is eliminated. Emmy wins, and it's now time for Emmy to choose her partner. Emmy was partnered up with Huey, but she's of course going to choose a different partner because she doesn't want to be in a rookie team. But Emmy's like, yes, I'm going to switch partners, Mr. TJ. And she's like, Mr.
Mr.
TJ, I'm going to
TJ
switch partners. Huh?
I said that Mr. TJ kills me.
Oh, it's so funny. And you saw though, as Emmy was winning the elimination, as Emmy was winning the elimination, Berna sat down on his steps like like she was not happy because she knew what was coming. So she was like, yes, I am going to switch partners with Mr. TJ, and I'm going to take Uncle CT. And CT came. CT is so funny. I love him because he was trying not to show no emotion.
Like I didn't know this was coming.
Yeah.
Like
He was like, I was trying not to. He's like, oh my goodness, you choosing me. Even though he already knew she was gonna choose him. And he goes down there because he's been trying to get rid of Berna because for whatever reason, CT does not like Berna. So Emmy picks CT, and that is the new team. And so now Berna is upset, and she is paired with Huey. So TJ has them both come down, and TJ, before they, in the episode, TJ asks Berna if she got anything to say, and Berna says she is upset with Emmy. She does think Emmy is a nice girl, but she thinks Emmy is being manipulated by other people into making this decision. And she's like, now she's coming for Emmy because basically Emmy has betrayed her. But I feel like Emmy said during this challenge, during this elimination, who was you rooting for? And she's like, Esther. So you're not my friend. So what are you even talking about? Like, I don't feel bad.
I feel like, again, Berner knew that Emmy was coming for her partner. So why would I vote for somebody who's trying to come for me? Like, no.
That's what I'm saying. So like, yeah. So but I agree with both. Like, I'm coming for your partner, which is why you wasn't rooting for me. And also, you like Esther more than me. And also, I'm not your friend. You wanted me to go home. So like, it all's fair in the challenge, really. No, but at least in this, like, I feel like, like when people as real friends, like these vets, okay, but Berna and Emmy, probably from different countries, they don't know each other. They ain't never gonna see each other again unless they come back to the challenge. So you're not my friend, so I don't really have no allegiance to you, and I want to be with Uncle CT. So they leave it at that, and Emmy basically is coming for, not Emmy, Berna basically makes it known that she'll be gunning for Emmy from now on. And hopefully, if Berna wins, she does not waste it by coming for Emmy. It really would not benefit her game.
About Amber, if anything.
But the new team is good. I like Emmy with CT, but I was fine with Berna with CT. So it doesn't really make me really, I don't care. Except I think Emmy and CT are a much more fun team. But as far as like winning competitions, I think they're on the same level. I think this episode was fun. It was interesting. I really liked it. So we'll see how everything plays out next week. I'm very interested to see. They made it seem like Berna and Huey might win a daily, but they could just be trying to play us and make us think that.
Even if they play us, I feel like the way that trailer was set up is giving very much the veterans are in trouble. So I feel like either way it goes, I feel like, I don't know, it might be some type of shakeup, but we'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, either way, like a vet might go in next week. We'll see. It's still like 4 rookies left, so you never know. But yeah,
Huey and Berner won eliminations before too. So
you said what?
I said Huey and Berner won eliminations before too. So even if they do go back down, it's like, who y'all
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. I'm not rooting against them because at this point I don't care. I just want something good to happen. As long as CT don't get eliminated, I actually don't care. I don't care about anybody else really in this house that I can think of. Yeah, I don't care about anybody besides CT. But yeah, so those are my thoughts on this episode. Do you have any final thoughts?
I do not.
Okay. Okay, guys. So we'll see you on our next review next week. See you later. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below, and we'll see you on our next video. Peace.